Good day everyone, and welcome back for another video. In today's video we'll talk a little bit about the uSDX HF transceiver. This is an 8-band HF transceiver, and if you watched my older videos you probably know that for a long time after I got my license I used the original TrueSDX, but I was always curious about how this one performs. And thanks to my friend Raul, Yankee Oscar 6 Tango Tango, he gave me this one to do a quick test and make a video about it, because I'm curious about the power output on each band, and I'm also curious about the harmonics suppression. So we'll do these tests for this transceiver, and I'm not sure, but he asked me to have a look and see if I can update the firmware. So I'm going to have to search for a little bit of information online and see if I can update the firmware on this one. So that's what we're going to take care of today. So let's talk really quick about this one, just like a short introduction, just in case you haven't heard about it until now or you're not very familiar with it. And after that we'll continue with the tests. So I plugged in the uSDX transceiver, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I like about the transceiver, and after that I will tell you the things I don't like about the transceiver. So the first thing that impressed me was the fact that it can cover a lot of bands. So we have 40 meters. Actually, let me start from the beginning. I have the 160 meters band available. I have the 80 meters band, the 60 meters band, which we don't use in Romania, 40 meters, 30 meters, 20 meters, one of my favorites, 17 meters, 15, 12 meters, 10 meters, and the 6 meters band. Now let me put it back on 40 meters and lower the volume a little bit. The thing that I don't like is that it does cover all these bands. Unfortunately, the power output on the all these bands is it varies way too much, and also the sensitivity on receive. So on some of the bands I think a preamplifier would do the job. Unfortunately there is no such thing. Other than that, it's very similar with the standard TrueSDX. The menu system is very similar. I have to admit that I love this screen a lot more than the one from the TrueSDX. I don't know why, even though I think it consumes a little bit more power than the one in the TrueSDX. I'm going to try a little bit later to go and see if I can update the firmware. But yeah, we have this input over here for microphone, like a microphone similar to the one that you use for the TrueSDX or the CW key. You can either use a straight key or a paddle key. Not sure about the HP thing, what it is, but I'll go through that a little bit later. And I wanted to show you the back, but let me turn it off really quick. So over here we have the inputs, the power input for the internal battery, so you can connect the charger over there. If you don't want to use the internal battery, you can use this connector over here, and you can plug it in straight to 12 volts or 13.8 volts. And right here I have the HamRadio BL2 mic adapter, a Bluetooth mic adapter, because in here what I loved is that it has a Kenwood style connector, and you're using this one both for connecting either a microphone or you can connect this Bluetooth adapter, and I believe the programming will be done through this Kenwood style connector as well. Same cable that you use for the Baofeng. We'll see that later on when I'm going to try to do the firmware update, if it's possible. And over here we have CAT control and PTT out. In here is written RF output power between 3 and 5 watts. As I was saying, it's not the same on all the bands. And you have this BNC connector, which my friend Raul placed it towards the top, just because he's using a very small antenna connected directly to the transceiver. Another thing that I loved is this quick menu button over here, so you can switch between modes if you want to change between CW, SSB. And the one thing that I did not like is this button over here, because every time you're trying to browse through the frequencies, you have to turn and turn a lot. I think the best that I had so far is the one from the Zygo G106, because it had that big knob that I could turn with one finger, and it was really easy to tune between frequencies, just like old school transceivers, and those are the ones that I like a lot. So I understand that there's not much space over here, but I think a bigger button would do much better. So let's go through the menu really quick one more time and show you some stuff. Alright, so as I was saying, this button allows you to swap between upper sideband, CW, lower sideband, and so on. If we go through the menu, first we have the volume, which I realized that the transceiver has an issue when it comes to volume. I'll show you that in a little bit. Mode, in here we have lower sideband, upper sideband, CW, FM, AM, and we go back to lower sideband. Filter, full 3000 Hz, 2400 Hz, 1800, 500, 200, 150, similar to the uSDX. I like it. What else we have? The bands, we went through that. Tune rate, you can change the tune rate. VFO mode, A or B. The read mode, sorry, okay, I need to I'm still not very familiar. AGC, noise reduction, yeah, it's very similar to attenuation. S-meter, CW decoder, semi-QSK, key speed. So it's basically the same menu as, almost, I believe, as the one on the uSDX. TX drive 0, interesting. On the uSDX I had to set it at 4 in order to get decent output. CQ interval, and these are the reference frequency. These are where the adjustments are made. It's not my transceiver, so I'm not going to go through that. But let's go back to the menu, to the volume. So look what happens if I am trying to push the the volume a little bit higher. Let's say I'm going to put it on 14. I had a lot of people that wrote me on YouTube about this issue, and this is what happens. I don't know if you can hear it. I get this ugly sound, very distorted, and it's not just because of the microphone that I'm using right now. It actually happens with the speaker as well. So this is an issue that a lot of people wrote me about on YouTube, when it comes to this transceiver, and that is one more part that I don't like. But yeah, let's do a little bit of testing and see the power output on each band, and after that we'll try to also check the harmonic suppression on a couple of bands, probably not all of them because it's going to end up as a long video, but it's enough to check a few bands to figure out how well the filters are made in this transceiver. So I wanted to measure the power output, but I think my friend Raul has some issues with this transceiver because I'm not getting any power output. It's in practice mode off, so it should transmit. Nothing on the 160 meters band. Let me try another band. Let's go on 40 meters. Nothing in here. I'm getting a little bit of power output, but nothing. The needle barely moves. So I don't know what's going on. Let me try something else really quick. I'm going to connect this rooster transceiver, because I know this one works, and it should get about 2 watts of output power. Sorry for the hand in the image. So let's transmit with this one. Yeah, I'm getting about 1.8 watts on the rooster. So I'm not sure about the uSDX. Clearly something's wrong. So I guess no, I won't be able to do any harmonic tests. I might have to open it and take a look to see what's going on over there. Nope, nothing. And I have my trusty electric screwdriver from my friends at Kaiwitz. All right. I think I'm gonna have to open the front side as well, so we can take the cover off. Oops. I was not planning on fixing things in this video. And I don't know if I'm going to fix things, but at least I get to. So here's the battery. Nice battery pack. I'm going to unplug it really quick, just so we can take a proper look. Come on. All right. We can put that aside. And here's what we have. So we have the low pass filters. Yep, indeed, very similar to the uSDX. Oh, I have one of these speakers as well. I thought the speaker is in the front side, but it's not. The connector looks fine over here. So definitely that's not the issue. The only thing that I can think of is the BS170 transistors. Does this one move? Can I take it out or not? I'm not sure. I was expecting to see the BS170 transistors on the back of the PCB, they're not, because I thought it's similar to the TrueSDX. But I don't see anything in here either. Oh, there you go. Here they are. But they're not BS170. Where's my magnifier? Oh yeah, they are BS170 or 3. So I think I'm going to try to replace those 3 transistors, and I hope it will work after that. I have 3 of them. I'm not sure if those are the problem, but I'm going to remove one and test it, and if it's fine, I'm not going to touch the other ones. If it's not fine, then I'm simply going to replace all 3 of them, and hopefully it will work after that. So I removed one of the BS170 transistors. Let's test it really quick and see if we get anything. Nope, the transistor is fine. So I believe if the first one is fine, the other 2 should be fine as well. I'm not sure. Should I remove all of them? Maybe not. I'll try to figure out if there's anything else wrong. Okay, I found the issue. It was not the transistors, and I should have done this first before removing the transistors and the transistor and opening the transceiver, but it's fine, just because I actually got to see the way it is inside. But we are getting about 5 watts on the 40 meters band, and I'll show you now what was the issue. The PA bias maximum was set to 0, so I had no power output, no RF going out. So I haven't done this for a long time, but I think Manuel was recommending for the TrueSDX to start somewhere around 80 and go up until you get a maximum power output, and it will stop over there, and then the current draw will start increasing, but the power output will stay the same, or it will start dropping. So I had the best value around 140, so I'm going to leave it in here. I also tested the transceivers the transistors to make sure they are not overheating or they are not heating up at all, and they seem to be fine. I've been keying down quite a lot. So I will simply leave it on 140. Maybe I will back down a little bit to 130. And see if I still have the same power output. It's just a little bit lower, maybe 4.5 watts. Okay, let's put it back to 140. And I'll leave it at there. 4.8, 4.9 watts. Should be fine. So now let's test the 160 meters band. Let's see the power output over here. Only 1.3 watts. Yep, the transistors have the same temperature. Let's see the 80 meters band. Wow. What's going on? Not even half a watt. $60 meters band. Over here I have 4 watts. Let's see the 30 meters band, around 4 watts as well. 20 meters, 3 watts. 17 meters, around 3 watts as well. 15 meters, 5 watts. 12 meters, 1.6 watts. 10 meters, around 3 watts. 6 meters, nothing. I'm not getting any power output. So this one actually works, or there's no transmit on 6 meters. I don't know. Let's go back on 160 meters. The rotary button is playing tricks on me. So again, 160 meters, 1.2, 1.3 watts. 80 meters band, not even half a watt. Strange. Yeah, the rotary encoder is not so great. About 5 watts on 60 meters, so it is what it is. This is the power output that we get. Okay, so right now we are on 1.850 megahertz, and we're testing the harmonics on the 160 meters band. And to me, it looks like a very dirty signal with a lot of harmonics. The second harmonic, it's down only to minus 16 dB. Not good. Let's try the 80 meters band. So let's see. Back, measure harmonics, 3.58 megahertz. Let's see, level, attenuate, 30 dB, and let's try again on the 80 meters band. This one looks a little bit more decent, but still the second harmonic is down only to minus 26 dB, so still dirty. Let's try the 40 meters band. On the 40 meters band, let's go back, measure harmonic, 7.074, and let's check level, attenuate, 30 dB. This is the internal attenuation from the Tiny SA. I still have 40 dB of attenuation from my RF tap. Okay, 40 meters looks much better. The third harmonic, it's on minus 48 dB. The fourth harmonic, it's minus 54, 53, 54, and second harmonic, it's nearly inexistent. Let's try the 20 meters band, and the last one back measure harmonic 14.074 and level attenuate 30 dB. Let's try this one. Okay, 20 meters band looks fine. Alright, now let's actually measure the 30 meters band as well, because now I'm curious about all of them. Back measure harmonic, we have 10.136 megahertz, level attenuate 30. Let's try to see this one. This one looks fine as well, 30 meters. Let's go on 17 meters. Back measure harmonic, we have 18.100 megahertz, level attenuate external 30 dB, and let's see this one. This one is decent as well. And I'm going to jump straight to the 10 meters band so we don't end up with like an hour-long video. Measure harmonic 28.074 and level attenuate 30 dB. Let's see this one. This one seems alright as well. So yeah, the 160 meters band, 80 meters band, not so good. So the transceiver doesn't sound that bad. It actually sounds very similar to the uSDX, even with the big speaker that it's installed inside. Right now I'm just using the AmateurRadio microphone, the BL2. But let's see. So this is the complete setup that Raoul has. Unfortunately, I'm a little disappointed, especially on the 160 meters band and on the 80 meters band. I wish it would perform better, and it had a clean signal. You guys let me know down in the video, in the comments, if you have this transceiver, if you have the same issues and it's a little dirty, because this is what I've heard in the past, the same issues. That's the reason why I never purchased this one, about the different power outputs depending on the band, and about bad harmonics suppression on certain bands. Well, I searched a little bit about updating the firmware. I'm not sure which version of firmware this one has, just because it doesn't appear in the menu as it does on the uSDX. So it could be version 2 or version 3. I believe version 3 is the latest from what I've seen online. But unfortunately, to do the firmware update, it doesn't work with the Kenwood style connector like I thought, because I thought that's a replacement for the USB connector that you have on the uSDX. Unfortunately, you need Arduino Uno and a bunch of other things in order to upload the firmware on the uSDX. I don't have an Arduino Uno, I don't have any stuff related to Arduino. So I think I'm going to pass that, the firmware update, and yeah, it is what it is. So again, going back to the uSDX, it is a nice transceiver and I think it could be a lot better, same as I was saying about the G106 when I said that is the perfect QRP transceiver for me at least. if it had the 160 meters band as well. I will say the same about the uSDX. It could be perfect if 160 meters and the 80 meters band would have a proper output power, and the low pass filters would be adjusted for a clean signal. And if for the quiet bands like the 10 meters band and a couple of more bands we would have a preamp, that would be great. Other than that, except the audio, everything else it could be fine for me. I mean, for the price, I wouldn't buy it is cheap indeed, but I wouldn't buy a transceiver that has two bands that I cannot use, just because the signal is too dirty. So overall, would I buy it? Probably not. Not for me. Instead, I would probably buy the G106 from Zygu, because it's a nice transceiver, and or the G90. Even though it costs a lot more, but I would rather have something that I can properly use rather than having something like this. It's not bad. It's, you know, like if you cannot afford anything else, yeah, you can probably avoid transmitting on 160 meters and the 80 meters band. I'm not sure if all of them are like this. This is probably an older one. Maybe the new ones are adjusted a lot better than this one, but I don't know. I don't trust it. So I think that's it for today. I will see you in the next video. Until then, thank you so much for watching. And 73 from Yankee Oscar 6 Delta X-Ray Echo. And yeah, I feel bad that it's a disappointment for me, because I really liked the transceiver at first, but it has too many issues. And yeah, it's an open source project, I know that, but yeah, I prefer to, if I buy a transceiver, I prefer to have something that it works right out of the box and I can plug it in and play. But if it's something that I build, yeah, I understand. I have a lot of stuff to adjust, and it's a lot of work behind. But if you pay some money for a product, that product should come properly made. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyhow, I'll see you in the next video. 73.